Yo, welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Preem Pod. My name is Jace Preem, and we have another really good episode for you guys today. We're back with another remote interview. Today, we're going to be talking with an old friend of mine. We actually went to high school together, and now he's doing all type of things in the city. I'll let him explain that in just a second. Let's get P. Will in the building.
Primo, I just put my team on.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
There we go.
Downstairs, on the side. Hey, should I hook up my mic for this shit, or is my computer good?
Your shit sound clean. I thought you was on your mic.
Oh no, no, I'm on the computer.
Clean, bro. Man, how you feeling, man? I know you said, I mean, it's grind mode, so I know how we feeling underlying, but how we feeling though?
Currently I'm hungry, but outside of that, I'm feeling good.
I feel like I'm gonna get you up and out of here quick. I just want to really, I mean, we haven't really got to sit down since high school, so I know it's a lot of stuff I've seen only what's on Instagram, but I'm sure you got like so much shit either in the works or just on the way, and just maybe I don't even know about. So we don't get into a lot of that. I know a lot of times producers and engineers, you guys are in the background, so people don't get to hear your story. People don't get to hear, your grind and your hustle. So I
Mhm.
definitely want to get into that. But first, before we get into it, man, just kind of tell the people who you are, what you do, and why you do it.
Well, everybody calls me P. Will. I'm a producer, engineer, and I'm actually an artist too. So I make my own music and put that out. Pretty much what I do is I do everything, bro. A lot of people say that, but I'm just kind of being real. Like, I record the song, I produce the song. Shit, when you go perform the song, I'm the one who do the board. uh,
You be DJing too.
no, I do live sound. I'm
Mm.
I'm planning on getting to DJing too. I've been making my own EDM mixes,
And
so get into doing that. And it's like, it's not really that hard, but but
okay.
let's see. Yeah, bro, I do like so as far as like studio stuff go. Yeah, I'm the guy who records the song, mix the song, master the song. I give little helpful insights on, verses and stuff like that. Like what I feel is good, what I feel is bad. I try not to be overbearing with it. If people ask, I'll tell them, or like, at the end of a session, I'll be like, you might want to work on A, B, and C, but overall, you're pretty good at what you do. And then, let's see, as far as producing go, so my producer role over the years have changed. So like when I was like in high school, I was more or less like, I was more focused on beats and everything, which was good, man. That shit made me money, kept me off the streets. It's like one of those things, like, because now that I'm older, I can really look back on myself and be like, I never really won the job. And I'm not saying I'm the toughest dude in the world. A lot of people like to say they're like more gangster than they are. I'm just a guy who likes business and who likes money. So, and I understand how things have to operate. So, if push come to shove, those probably were decisions I would have made, but music kept me from doing that type of stuff. Like, when I was younger, dude, I was selling beats for like zip prices, dog, like two, 300 a pop on the internet, and I really, I'm blessed to say that, that was really God blessing me right there because it's really no real, to this day, I got no real answer to why that happened.
Mm.
So I
Like,
can't really sit there and say I was an astounded marketer. I
mm.
can't say that, I even because at that time I didn't even run into the people I know now. I'm
Right.
still working with people that I went to school with and stuff like that. So, it's like I ain't really, but God blessed me in that way. I was able to sell beats online, overseas, in town, like, be able to do online stuff. But to really get to the whole point of when I was younger, my producer role was mainly beats. And I guess as I've gotten older, and more mature at my craft, this would be like year 8 of making like money in music. And as I've gotten towards this point,
Damn.
my my ideas have become more into the play. So, it's more like I ain't gonna say like a DJ Khaled road and stuff, but it's like more or less like I've seen a couple things over time. I've got to work with a couple people and I got to experience enough to be able to be like, okay, bro, that's not a good idea, or that is a good idea, or let's expand on that idea. I'm not saying I know everything, but that's really my producer role has like kind of shifted over time. And then as far as we go with live sound, like bro, I do concerts.
Yeah,
So let's see.
we gonna definitely tap in for that. We throwing a lot of shows this year.
But as far as concerts go, well, I could just run across a couple of names of shows I've done. Like I done a show for like Danny Brown, like T Grizzly did a pop up at one of the shows I was doing, so did a T
Mm,
Grizzly thing. Too Short, Rakim, EPMD, those two names are like kind of old school dudes.
mm,
Let's see, I'm freelance, but I freelance with companies. So companies pretty much hire me in to run their sound for like shows and sometimes corporate events and stuff like that. Corporate events aren't really my favorite thing to do, but it's just something to do. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, it's a straight little situation as far as. But to really get into that field, like, it's crazy because I usually find myself being like one of the only black people there.
Yep, in
You
every room
know,
you're in.
yeah, like actually I had this like story. I won't go into like the company names and stuff, but like I was actually doing a show and I was what's called like the A2. So I'm like the assistant engineer in the situation. So basically what an A2 does is let's say the A1 I'm pretty much tech support. So anything technical in the building, that's
Mm,
my, and then it's also on the side of let's say the engineer got to go do something who's A1, I'll go pick up those, I'll go run the board. So it's like I do the same roles as I was. Actually, A1 don't really do as much. A1 is really what I kind of run as more now, which is like a front of house engineer. And what a front of house engineer does is I pretty much walk in, sit in my chair, sit on my board, let everybody play, do the sound checks, mix the show, walk out.
mm,
So
easy.
um
Well, not easy. Easy for you.
yeah, so it's like, because, depending on the situation, I will stay with the crew and like help work on stuff, but mainly I work as a front of house engineer too. Then as far as artist music go and everything, like I've released like some projects and everything over time. And realistically, bro, I could really say like I really did it as like fillers to see like see how it was going to work out and everything. And actually now I just recently finished a project and I'm working on like a rollout and everything for it. And I feel like that's gonna be like the best one. Like I ain't gonna lie, I kind of see myself going like a for real like Kanye route with this because I'll just be honest, bro. I could really, and I'm not saying in a bow way, I could really do it all. Like, it's not really trying to say it in like a condescending way or even a narcissistic way. It's just that when you're blessed to be able to, I play instruments, I can record pristinely, I can engineer pristinely, I make great beats, and I actually, like I've learned over time how to rap. A lot of dudes be thinking, that's another thing I found out, and is a lot of dudes think they could do stuff just because they can do it.
Mm. Now expand on that.
Like people be feeling like I think people a lot of times feel like they can rap because they see the next guy or sing because they see the next guy or girl do it. And it's like, bro, it takes time. Like you gotta work on that, bro. It's like,
You have to be ass. You have to be terrible. I think Ed Sheeran was talking about
yeah,
like when you first turn on the faucet and it be dirty. Like you have to let that water come out before it gets clean. And I mean, in high school, I mean, we all we all went through it, bro. I remember like when Flex had first got into rapping and like everybody was like dogging bro, and then they tried to switch and be his friend. Same with me. I was rapping, when nobody fucking with me, and then it took me some time to find a sound that I thought was good. Cause I remember at first back in high school, I thought that sound was good, and I listen to shit now. I'm like, damn, and I see why niggas wasn't fucking with me. But for you, kind of walk me through that journey and what you need to do to go from fresh out, don't know really how to rap, you kind of just get into it to okay, now you're good at it. Like what needs to happen in between there?
it's just hours. It's like anything. It's like, how I compare music a lot of times to like what athletes say about sports, because it really is a sport. Like music,
Mm,
I think is one of the hard, it's like real life is one of the hardest sports to get into because I'll put it like this, like in basketball or football, you could lack passion, but you could just be physically talented.
yeah.
Like you can really be in the NBA and be like seven
Simmons.
feet tall.
Who else we got? We can name a bunch of guys in the NBA because Paul George talking about a lot of guys don't even really love the game, and you can tell like they just be in there
Yeah.
making bread.
But I mean, that's how music is though, too, to be real with you. A lot of dudes don't really enjoy the game. You know, it's just the money it's just the money end of it. Because
Yeah.
once you start getting a run going for yourself and you start figuring out how the money actually works in music, you start to you I'll be real, even I got a little jaded over time, you know? Like I don't have the same um I also have the same passion. Well, I put it this, I have the same drive, but my passion, and I have the same passion, but my same emotion towards it has changed. Like it used to be like a fairy tale thing for me. And not saying like a maybe one day it's gonna work. It used to be like, wow, this is like a dream, always want to do this. And then, we got year 4 in the studio and it was like, You know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of like, you done did your time, you did year 1, year 2, you got your feet wet, you start to understand the game, and then you like, dang, like so the money is just the way to make money is just like this. And the way to meet people is like this. Like you start understanding, okay, it's just a system. It's just a system, it's just a business. It's not to really discourage people and make people feel like it's a net. Because everybody, I hear people all the time like, yeah, bro, I love it, I would love to do what you do, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, bro, it's just a business. Like it's
Yeah.
really just a business. And even down to like even going back to analogy with sports, with like rapping and everything and like singing, like at the end of the day, bro, there is no shortcut to that for real. Like you can go and make like a good song and get lucky, but like if you got the sauce, you really like it's a different thing. Like I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain it, but it's kind of really it's not like sports. Like for real, like you can't just be unless you I ain't gonna lie, and I'm not gonna put this and I'm not gonna say this in the wrong way. This ain't me being I'm gonna say this, but it's not being sexist. The only time where that really changes is for women.
Mm.
To me, women have the only real they're the only people who are able to exist within music without necessarily having talent unless you are a person with unless you're a man who has strong family or friend connections within music. And the reason why I put it like this, I'm not saying there's a lot of women who are very talented in music. But at the end of the day, women are naturally for companies, they're natural people for people to go to the market.
Yeah, any person who understands music would know what you're talking about. Some people might take that the wrong way, but if you understand how music works and the reason why people buy records, the reason why people show up to shows, it's a reason why it's easier for a newer, female artist to even fill a show or sell tickets than for a guy. Just mainly more women go to shows, so it's like if they're able to bring that crowd, that's why people like Jack Harlow that maybe Detroit hates so damn much, and people like Drake that everyone hates so damn much. But if you're targeting women, you have a better chance. So I completely understand what you're saying because it's all they have to do. And I'm not saying like everybody gets mad, but all they have, I mean, if you look at someone like Sexy Red, like I respect the hustle over everything. I know she has kids and everything. It's like it's not my cup of tea, but I'm not gonna bash her. But if you look at that product, the product isn't all the way there. Like she's probably gonna get good. I mean, anyone can get good, but we can all look at it and be like, the product isn't there. We have the melodies, we have certain systems in the song that works, but what's there is the personality, and then the hood stuff, the shaking ass, that shit works. So it's like I completely understand because I know some people might be like, oh, but and it's always I feel like if the shoe fits, wear it. So if a girl takes that offensive, I feel like okay, then you know what your deal is. Otherwise, it's so many talented female artists in the city. So I mean, I definitely get what you're saying, but take it deeper, man. How do you go from someone like that? How do you go from one of those female artists who doesn't, like you said, doesn't really have the talent, or their talent doesn't match their um what we call it, their sex appeal, or their talent doesn't match the other things they have? How do they make it, add up? How do they make it, be on the same level? Or how do they get that talent up? Or is it just like do you think that you have to be born with that?
It's like everything. Just go put the work in. Like I had a girl ask me probably about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. She was like, how do I make it as like what would your advice be for a female artist? And I was just like be serious, like actually try. And when people said when I said that, they looked at me crazy, but I'm like, bro, you'd be surprised how many times you meet people. And I don't mean, and I'm not saying none of this to bash women, just understand you'd be surprised how many times you meet people or meet women and they say they want to be artists, they say they want to do everything, but they're not putting in the time. You know, they're not sitting there bro, like that, like Eminem 8 Mile, bro. You really gotta ride on. I'm not saying you gotta ride on the bus, but you really do gotta be on some ride on the bus, riding your raps to really get there. You really gotta be late night trying to figure out like, okay, how does bar work? How does that go? Like, you gotta be listening to the greats, trying to figure out, okay, like what did they do? You gotta watch the videos. You gotta learn. You gotta read a book. Like, you gotta do so many things to really get to that point. And
Yeah.
it's like a lot of times people just don't do that. And you see, the thing about a guy is if you don't do that, we're just not gonna fuck with you unless you one of the homies. You gotta really be like, and that's a whole nother conversation. A
Yeah.
lot of guys are in this game because they one of the homies.
Yeah. No, facts. Like,
Like,
man, and it's hard because it's like that goes deeper in that conversation where it's a little easier because of women. Like, I mean, the dynamic in relationships and the dynamic between women and men, any guy with motion wants to put a woman on. That's just what he wants to do. And not that he even wants to do it, but he wants to. I mean, he wants to hit. So it's like this is an easy play. I put you on this show. You're gonna have to give me something. So it's like it's so easy. And I'm not saying that all women take that route, but I mean, some women accidentally take that route. Like they're just trying to hang out with you, and now, oh, you didn't put me on, and now they're telling you no, and then there's a lawsuit, and it's like, oh, it's craziness. So it's like I see that so much now, and it's like it's I've learned now that it's like the harsh reality is that women don't have to be successful if they want money, if they want success. Like they don't have to go out and be successful. And of course, men can find a sugar mama or something like that. It's just way less likely to happen. But when it comes to a guy, if you don't find your own motion, you're damn near out of luck unless you do have friends with motion who will be willing, to share something with you. But I mean, do you have any crazy stories of the stuff that you've seen where like maybe even artists that you were working with, definitely don't gotta drop names, but artists that you were working with, maybe females that who tried to, attach themselves to your emotion, or have you seen that with other people? I know we all got at least one story, man.
uh, I'll, um, I
Yep.
don't, I don't want to say nothing crazy. Because I want to say it all to the purposes like everything I said isn't me like bashing women in music because I really respect it. Like I really do. Like I know some girls who they're very talented. And I pray that they get the opportunities
Mm-hmm.
God presents for them. I don't. I don't wish bad on nobody. It's just crazy seeing, it's just crazy seeing, like Wizard of Oz, we saw behind the drape at the end of the road. It's
Yeah.
when,
Mm.
when the guy was talking on the screen,
Oh
on
yeah,
the
yeah, and they
big
put
head,
it.
and they saw
Yeah,
like they went behind, saw just a regular dude. That's just
yeah,
kind of how I am with music at this point. It's like, that's why I'm just kind of honest with it. Like, but to answer your question, it's more of a general thing, I don't really want to go into I can't really think of a story, because I'm real kind of like, I'm hard on girls or women when it comes to music for real. Like, because I don't want to allow myself to get wrapped up in that. It's a lot of dudes whose careers are in a lot of places because they made decisions with girls that they shouldn't have made. And it's not considered, but I'm being real with you, and this is like some real stuff. It's not like they're taking advantage of them. It's just you was horny at the wrong time with the wrong chick, and it's gonna backfire on you, brother.
nah,
Like this
yeah,
so
nah,
serious. Like that's something I
yeah,
learned quick in the game. I'll be like, dang, and I'd be thinking to myself, like, when I was younger, I was like, oh my God, that's I ain't gonna lie. When I was younger too, I was a little more naive.
oh,
I wasn't really like, I knew about girls, but I really, you just get older. Like,
man.
I got it. I got into the music game at like 19. I'm
Mm,
24 now. And I
yeah,
was, and like, really, not actually, to be real with you, I was like 16, 17 when I got in. But like I said, I'm 24 now. So I done seen a lot more stuff. And I done seen, bro,
yeah,
the things I done seen in the studio, bro. Oh my, the studio, just life, just the world. Like, I ain't gonna lie, nothing surprised me, dog. I was talking to my homie the other day, like, and I don't mean to be like, but like, I'm kind of cold on the inside because I know a lot of things just happen. You
yeah,
just really can't, like, but, and that's just a general thing. Like, I don't really talk to girls about what I do. I don't really at all really no, never do because even guys, because guys, oh my God, guys and girls do the same things to me these days, so it really kind of blows my mind.
Yeah,
Like,
you know, yeah. Everybody just cloud chasing and just hungry and don't want to work. So it's like you get a lot of that
yeah.
already hit.
But to really like put like this is a lot of times what would happen. It would be like conversation would start, and then it'd be like, oh, I do music. And they'd be like, oh, okay, cool.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I do A, B, and C. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. and
And they just keep trying to,
then,
yeah,
and then it's like I always gotta be nervous when I get close with girls because I can't tell sometimes if a girl really likes me or she wants to be involved in something that I'm a part of, or she thinks I can get her involved with something I'm a part of.
that you
And
can't even probably get it
I
involved.
can't even do it. That'd be the
Like you
problem
said, if he
too.
really popped up at a show, they probably thinking you his brother now. It's like, dude,
Yeah. Bro, you
yeah,
be surprised how many times I get asked, you get tickets to this show? I'm like, bro, I don't even, bro, I don't even like talk to rappers about that stuff. The guys I be around, it be strictly business for me. I don't even try to get into the groupie role or the I want to hang out with you role or all of that because once you start doing that, that's when your money get funny. That's when you start like it just changed. And then on top of that too, like you gotta think about the way I look at people is how they looking at me too. Because
I
you
was
gotta
about to say that because if you're looking for favors, then everything you're doing turns into favors for them, and there's going to be less money for you. Because if you're asking them to help you out, then they gonna look at, oh, okay, if I'm about to give you free tickets, then this session free type shit. So yeah,
yeah.
that's a
I mean,
slippery slope.
even deeper than that, because it's like once you get towards a place of power, whether it be like, it's always different levels of it. But when you
Mm,
get to a place where you really got motion, it's like everybody asks you for something.
yeah,
Bro, my phone rang every single day of the week with somebody ask me for something. If it ain't somebody asking about some music, if it ain't family calling me, if it ain't bills, it's somebody always asking you for something. So when you get to be a chance to be around people and they don't ask you for anything, they just want to show
it
up.
feels good.
It feel amazing, and I'm looking all the way back to really what you originally said, but anything with women, like I can even in the studio, like, and that's the place we here to do music. But girls might get a little close, and then they might want to do an extra song or a session. I can't really get down with that, And then I'm always worried about like dating or messing with singers and stuff like that because you see, when you're a rapper, it's a different thing. When you strictly a rapper, you strictly on relationship. The most they gonna want from you is a feature or
Yeah,
maybe to meet the niggas in your behind the scenes group to help their motion move. But when
yeah,
you actually are the guy behind the scenes that make everything sound good, feel good, and making connections, they want what you can do for them. So
right.
the relationship goes from just being we're just kicking it and we both make music to what can you? It's not what can you do, but it's like will you do? And
Yeah,
it's not saying that everybody wants to use me for things. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's something that women do. Because guys do it too. It ain't just
right.
a women thing, guys, bro. Nigga, I post certain credits. I be getting text messages. I be getting videos. All of a
Yeah,
sudden, dudes want to go back and do some work and everything that we talked about 2, 3 months ago. Like it's like, I was talking to I'm getting my hair braided. I'm talking to the girl doing my hair. I'm like, I understand why girls get upset when dudes try to come back in their life because dudes do the same things to me.
yeah,
They do. They start watching the story, sending me little DM videos and shit. Like want to
bro,
start sending me stuff from like this just miscellaneous things, and I just be like, nigga, I ain't heard from you
bro. That shit.
all.
Cause
You know
I
what I'm saying?
and we was cool in high school, and you're one of
Yeah,
the only people I still talk to, and it's like you see me in high school. And I don't know if you saw how I was treated, but I wasn't treated good in high school,
I get,
and I don't know why people never liked me. Like I think it was just I always heard they thought I was arrogant, and I don't know where that came from because I was like outcasted as fuck. But it's like it's funny as dudes I literally made songs with that I guess didn't like the songs, and it's cool if you don't like the song. I just hate that niggas are just so afraid to tell you that because I want you to tell me that so I can get back in the stew and get better. But it's a dude. I was tapped in for a minute. I won't say his name, but I was tapped in. We made a lot of music, and it came to this one song. I'm like, bro, I want to shoot a video for this. It was like some pop shit. I'm like, I want to shoot a video for this. It's gonna be hard. What he told me was, I don't think the city ready for that, whatever the fuck that meant. So I'm like, okay, you don't fuck with the song, cool. But you couldn't say that, so that's cool. Then never, I mean, the type of friend I am, I'm really hands on. That's why I'm like my circle's so small now because I'm like I'm too hands on for y'all fake ass niggas who gonna take everything I do and just fuck me over. So but no, we get to a point where it's like I'm not getting no response. I move closer to bro. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm down the street now. Cool, cool, cool. And then no response, no response. The moment, bro, that this podcast started getting any type of motion, niggas hit me up. Hey, bro, I'm trying to be in the bro. What, bro? Because me,
Yeah.
I'm not offended by you not liking the song, but if you're not gonna be honest with me, if you're not gonna ask me how I'm doing when I went through an eviction, I went through almost
Yeah.
losing everything, but you coming back around with life good, bro. Like I know you probably got a million stories of that because I got interviews I haven't dropped that I'm waiting to drop until it makes more sense. And I know when I drop that, I'll probably get even more text. But you already have all this shit out with Vezo, with Babyface Ray, and then with that one you just posted, that's you engineered that one because I saw it said produce. Okay, so that was engineered. Okay,
Yeah.
so when you post stuff, it's either you engineered it or produced it.
Engineer, produced it, or I did it myself.
Because I saw that, so that shit that just dropped with Vezo and the baby. So you engineered that. So you was in the stew with them, or how did that work?
What I did was, so I did the Vezo verse and everything, sent it off to Baby, got it back.
Mm, that's hard. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll be
So
wondering. So I know you probably when it comes to shit that's in line, because it's similar to what the podcast I'm learning now. It's like it's some niggas who reached out, they want to interview and shit. And it's like, when it comes to, I mean, I'm gonna do all my friends for free, but it's like it's niggas who come and it's like when I mention the price, they get upset or something, or they might be looking at my page and say, man, you don't even this and that. I'm like, for one, we do have motion, but for two, it's shit that I haven't dropped that yours is gonna drop after. So I'm pricing it off of that. I'm about to talk to a magician tomorrow with 11 million YouTube subscribers. I don't know where the dude even came from. But I'm like, people, it's weird how people will try to talk down on you when you're, coming up with your motion. With you, how many people are this, how often do you deal with people who ghost you after a price comes up? Because
I ain't
I felt it
cheating.
with photography first before I even got in this lane. Photography is where I first had to deal with that bullshit.
I ain't cheap. I ain't cheap. I'm like a designer brand. Some niggas can't afford designer. Like it's just the real. Like I'll look. I'll put like when I started off, I was 15 for the first hour. No, I think I was 25 for the first hour, 15 for the remaining hours. It might have been less than that. It might have been 10 for the remaining hours, 15 for whatever. I don't even remember. And that time I was the budget brand. And during those times, like you said, like you said with the songs, bro, I used to have to beg niggas to let me be a part of stuff, bro. I
Mm.
hate to admit that
No, I mean we all
because
been.
I'm a
I definitely was. I mean, DMing 10 niggas, 20 niggas a day. Like, please, please, like, just trying anything until you realize, oh, you can do it yourself. But like, no, walk me through that.
like when I'm talking about even niggas that I
Finally.
just went like, yeah, you had that situation with the song with at school, same situation. I got niggas I went to school with and shit, like people I used to hang out with, and I used to have to be like, nigga, let me just record your song, dog. Let me just get some, like, and I'm thinking, realistically speaking, bro, like even though even take that away, even when it came to beats, anything, I had ideas, I had stuff just in my head all the time. Like, let me do it, let me do it, let me be a part of it. And niggas was always like, nah, I know what we should do. I know this, that, and the third and all that. So to loop all that together, you don't get problems now when it comes to pricing. Because all of my ideas that I had then that niggas didn't want to agree with or niggas didn't want to fuck with, I do those same ideas now and I'm getting money for it. And I'm getting real money for it. So the thing about it is it kind of like, niggas like, I'll tell somebody a price. Like actually that just happened to me like the other day. I'll tell somebody a price for some beats. And actually it be me giving deals too. I'll be fucking it up. When I give a
They don't
deal,
even
they
be
still
knowing.
can't afford the deal. So it'd be like,
No, it's not that they can't afford it. I'll tell you that right now. I learned that they absolutely can. So I work with Rose a lot, and I've been kind of
mhm.
me and him like mentor each other because like he's obviously way older than me, but I've been in the online space. I've seen things. I've gotten people to pay me over 5K on a Zoom call. So I'm like, people have the bread, but I've learned that they absolutely have that shit, but they rather it's the priorities I'm learning, bro. Because it's like
Mm.
I've talked to guys who I'm just chilling with them, and I see them turn down something else. They said, "No, I don't want to pay for that," and I'm like, I low key know how much you got in your account. I know how much you just spent today on bullshit. Like, why? Like, no, he trying to get me to pay for that, bro. I'm me. What the fuck does that mean, bro?
Yeah,
What is that? So it's
yeah.
like, it's pride, it's this and that. They're like, bro, look at him, bro. He think he's some, bro. It's like people think because you're charging them, you think you're better than them. And it's like, no, I've just worked my ass off, and this is my price. And if you want something from me, it's like the sales is a whole like I spent years just learning sales, picking it apart. I've done it the wrong way. I figured out a better way to do it, but I know a lot of people try to sell their prices and they like to sell packages, but I've found if you sell the actual value, a smart person gonna get it. Like a lot of these guys is even if you sell the value, they still won't see it. It'll just fly over their head until your page has like until the page is just doing it even fucking crazier than it is. But no, I know 9 times out of 10 they got that bread because they got on that BB belt, they got on all this shit that it's like not doing shit for them. Like that shit you buy after you got motion to extend the motion and to appeal to these different markets. But I haven't bought drip in like 2 or 3 years, bro. I be wearing the same shit every fucking day because I'm like, y'all like this shit. It's this. I got some shoes and shit, but I'm like, you're not supposed to really be buying all that drip until you fucking own for real, because that's when it's like, okay, now you need to look the part, but it's nothing. That's something that I hate talking about because it pisses me off. I've been there, done that, but it still pisses me off. But no, because I know with you, bro, so what are your prices now? I think you told me some a little while ago, but what are your prices now?
I don't really want to. I don't want to put all that out there because depending on situations, things
Oh
move a
yeah,
little
yeah. Actually,
bit.
I don't even know why I asked that because you're
But
not the
I'll just say some of my prices are in the thousands.
mm. And that's mixing, that's engineering. What's that?
That's mixing and beats, producing, like engineering. I'll say it's up there. It's up there for real. But you know why it's up there though for real? It's not even take away what I said about the past. It's like, bro, the proof is in the pudding for me. Like, I'm showing time and time again that I'm the answer. You got to think about it, bro. The top people in our city call me.
Mm.
Like, you can't really, like, I can't really. And then outside of that, I got people outside the city that
Mm.
call me. Like,
Talk
I
to
can go to
me.
Chicago right now and post up in two studios.
Mm.
One's a Grammy winning studio. The other one, I ain't a Grammy winner, but like Jeremiah and them be going there.
Mm.
Like, I could really sit down and make you a full radio ready platinum selling record. Actually, you know what? I ain't went platinum yet, so I'll take that back. But I could definitely help you get a billboard. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Platinum
like,
Black coming soon. I mean, this bro, it's gonna be, and I know it's sometimes hard to guess because even with me, it'd be hard to guess. Even with the interview we did with bro, like I had no clue. If I knew that would have did that, I wouldn't have dropped it yet because we were not ready for what our DMs look like. But I know for you probably be thinking, oh, this gonna be the one, and then it'd be this other one. But what was like the feature, or what was like the person that like after like your first person that after you worked with them, or who was the person who raised your price? Like once you worked with them, I know sometimes we just raise our price because we get better equipment, we get better at our craft, but what was a person that you were like, oh yeah, price is up for show after this?
man, it was really the year 2020, bro. Like,
Mm,
I met everybody that went
2020.
2019, right when I was dropping out of college. That year, I worked with Ray, I worked with Vez, I worked with Castar,
Mm,
I worked with Aaron. Well, actually, Eric Bellinger and I didn't end up working together. I was just in the studio with him out in LA.
mm,
Like,
right.
let's see, bro. Like, shit, I was working with the Shitty Boys, like trying to
Mm,
niggas, like.
okay.
I'm trying to really, bro. I did so much shit, bro. I was in my first like that whole year raised my price, no cap. Like as soon as I got into the studio, first thing first, they let me know. Like you gotta think about it. I was 15 for I did the 15-25 situation. First thing it was like, yeah, it's 40 an hour. So I'm just
Mm,
like, oh shit. Like I'm like, bet you don't have to do my cut with the studio, but I'm like, bet, like, nigga, this is. this trumping everything I was doing before. So when I got into that, started meeting them people, then I met BJ, like 3525 BJ, and then
Oh,
my nigga Ben, shout out to Ben. Um
so
when I got
2020 you got active.
Yeah, bro,
Right.
like when shit really got active, bro, it was kind of like nigga, like I was in that bitch, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like even to this day, but even then, like I'll say this out loud, like you remember them prices in that same year, the year span, bro, I was able to charge like 125 an hour
Mm.
on just producing. And I was like, yeah, I think that's 4 years ago. So nigga, imagine where we at today. You know what I'm
Bro, we
saying?
got even
Like,
bigger. Now we got Vezo and the baby on shit. So shit is shit. Yeah.
and that's the
Okay.
thing that's crazy, bro. Like Nick, like, bro, I got credits with songs that got Dirk on them, got Baby
Mm.
on them. That shit, like that shit kind of like I'm at a place now for real. I'm trying to figure out what is the price. What is like,
Bro,
I'm like for
like
real.
I might ask you how much what's in your wallet, bro?
You're like,
I could
what
really
is
take
the
all
price,
of
bro?
that if you being real with me.
Because it's like, because even with Viz, like I'll be like, bro. I'll say Vez has really helped me up my price, and it ain't really because of like just like the people that I've worked with because of working with him. It's just understanding the value I bring to the situation. Vez, out of everybody I've met in music, Vez is probably one of the most realest niggas I've met.
That's what everybody
And
say, bro. I gotta meet, bro. Like he just
bro,
sounds. Everybody
he
say he gives people flowers. He sounds so cool. I'm like, damn.
bro, he a real ass nigga, bro. But I haven't really got a chance to sit down with like Ray and them and really chop it up unless it was like, I did some quick music shit in and out. Him
Mm,
And Los
mm.
too. For Los and Nutty, real ass niggas. But I'll say like I'll go back to even like the Vez thing. Like, you understand, bro. Vez, for me to work with Vez, it ain't because niggas is just cool or whatever. Like, it's because I'm good. And understanding that in his situation, that's a man that can call anybody and work with anything and do anything he want. But because I'm good, and it's not just because I'm good, just because of the skills, just the work ethic I bring to the situation and the music that I help create. We've
You a
made great
businessman
songs
too,
together. Huh?
and you a businessman too. I know he
Yeah.
respects that because you're not asking him for shit. You're providing him value type shit.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like, I'll say, yeah, like, really being in that situation, just understanding how much he values me. And I'm not saying, I'm the most valuable nigga in the room. You know what I'm saying? Here's one thing too. I'm gonna say this before I get past anyway. Every nigga in this music shit is replaceable. That's what niggas don't get. Unless you
Yeah.
the main nigga, unless you the nigga that really bring in the money,
And every nigga think they that nigga because
and you
they got
not that.
some cheese. I saw this one dude on one of these podcasts. He put out like $50 talking about some bullshit. People were like, bro, I swear maybe it was like $97, bro. I'm like, and they thinking, bro.
Like street money and music motion is two different things.
Yeah,
Because you gotta understand something, my nigga. Like getting street money cool and all, bro. Niggas get rich in the streets. Don't get me twisted. But that shit got an end point.
it
At
has to.
some point you're gonna either want to turn legit, you're going to either end up in prison or worse kind of worse, you end up dead.
Or
So
one of your peoples get targeted, which is even worse to me. I would hate having to live with that.
I mean, it's all the same. To me, it's all in the same boat. But when you got that
Yeah,
music motion, nigga, that shit, you good? Nigga, you can live forever. You can feed everybody around you. You
yeah.
can literally
From your house.
you can change your you can change your family for generations. So understanding when you really that and going all the way back to even with that, like I'll say like even in his like in Ved's situation, for him to be a person like that in his situation, and the fact that he's able to value me makes me understand, okay, I have real value in
Right.
situations. Because he's trusting me to work on songs that people wouldn't naturally usually trust somebody from my age, because I'm one of the youngest dudes doing this. Even though I'm
Mm-hmm.
24, you gotta understand most of the dudes in the rooms I'm in are either 1 to 2 years to 5 to 10 years older than me. Like me and Vaz got like a 9 year age gap,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little less than that, maybe a year more than that, but we ain't 5 6 years apart. So
Right.
understand like the fact that niggas are willing to call a 24-year-old over the guy who been doing this for 10 years and 30, like, it just makes you like, damn, bro, okay, cool. Because once again, you gotta remember, I used to have to beg niggas to just be a part of shit. When I was a nigga with all the equipment, I had the beats and everything, and I had to beg niggas to let me be a part of things. So yeah, bro, that really, and let me see, I guess what also changed my price too is when I got into live sound. when
Right.
you gotta
Yeah.
think, I got into doing concerts with like everybody I work with in music at this point, either is a industry professional or has a college degree. And when you get into the live sound world, it's mostly college degrees. Like I'm an engineer at a theater. Like I got hired into a
I
theater.
saw you doing something that was like an opera. I'm like, this nigga,
But like I
like
got
this
hired
nigga
into a
out there, he
theater.
active, bro.
I'm the only tech without a degree. Like I'm the only tech in there
Mm,
without a real formal degree from any type of school. These niggas went to film school, theater
right.
school, all that shit, and to understand that I'm good enough to hang with the dogs who took 4 or 5 years of their life to figure all this out, and I just walked in.
Are you self-taught or like were you just taking courses?
Self-taught.
Damn,
I
like
just walked
just
around.
figure shit.
I just be at stuff and I just pay attention. Niggas would be like, okay, this is A, B, C, I bet. Because I just pretty much like, and that just showed a true testament to me to how good I am at mixing in the studio. Because I just apply the same logic I do in the studio to the
Yeah.
live sound world. I'm not really doing anything too extremely different. It's just different rules like feedback and stuff. But I'm mixing the room and everything. Like I would mix a song.
Oh, this nigga
So,
crazy.
so to really put two and two together, like even like this year, I did a show with Detroit Youth Choir like a month or two ago.
It's hard. Yeah, I want to tap in with them later this year. They so hard, man. Damn. So so with you, bro. So now what's next? Because I know now there are some things I'm definitely gonna want to talk to you about it because we're building a bunch of shit. So we're like building like the Avengers in Detroit. We're trying to do I love what Earn Your Leisure is doing. We're trying to like build something very similar in Detroit and just I've just been using and figuring out like basically what I just turn niggas up. So I got into high ticket sales, sales management, and then got into coaching and consulting. And I just the reason why I got into coaching and consulting, I'm really good at just seeing someone's potential. Like someone's walking in a room, someone starts talking to me. Like there was this one girl that I was managing, like, and this is why you don't miss business and just I just leave women alone when it comes to music. But she started liking me, so it wouldn't work out. But she was so dope, and she booked a shoot with me. She was singing, and I was like, "Hey, you, you got any? Can I listen to you anywhere?" She's like, "No, I never made a song. I wrote her a song, got her in the studio, turned her up. She fucked with it, but just couldn't. It wasn't the words because all that just drama." But I said that to say, bro, like seeing potential. It seems like you're kind of the same way. You see that blank canvas, and you don't even see that canvas. You're seeing already shit on the canvas. Like you damn near got the Google lenses showing you what the fuck to do. So like what's next for you? Like have you thought about getting into teaching others how to do what you've done? Or have you got into anything? Have you thought about any consulting or have you like looked into any consulting?
I teach. Guitar Center hired me in to teach, so I teach music
Damn,
production and
that's
solo.
hard.
So I do that like on the side, like, and then I got like my own course that people can buy. The thing is, bro, I ain't giving the game away for free. I'm just not. You got to be real close to me to be able
Yeah.
to get any type of information for real. But it's just like, um, I don't know, dog. Like I consult people on the free ball though. That's one thing. I do
Mm,
consult people on the free ball, and it don't be like really consultations. I like you said, I walk into a room. Like I'll give you a story. This just happened yesterday. I was getting my hair done, and she did what girls usually do. Yeah, I do music. Oh, you do cool. Cause my man's told me before I went to get my hair done that she do music. If she watched it, she gonna know I'm talking about it. But she told me she do. She told me she do. She's like, I do music. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, these are my songs. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm always sitting there like, damn, dog. I be trying my hardest not to get into conversations about music because it's
yeah.
my everyday. People
And this
don't
is
think
work.
that
Like, I mean, you love it, but I mean, this is work, bro. Like,
it's
I don't want to
work,
talk about
bro.
work right
Like,
now, bro.
I'm going to like, bro, I'm waking up at 6 in the morning to go mix songs. Then I'm going to the office
Bro,
at 6 in the morning, bro. Like people don't be getting that. And then after that, I gotta get to the crib, do my thing. Like, then you gotta people don't understand, like, okay, cool. Yeah, I can smoke and drink while I do my thing, but it's like I gotta get something done too. Like you gotta
yeah.
got to get things done to pay my bills and the work. And actually, music takes a lot more work than people think. I wish I had a job where people told me what to do and I had to leave the room. That's it. Like
Bro,
I gotta sit there and think to myself, like, is this a good idea?
There's no blueprint. That's what's the
Here
hardest
is it.
part. You're just creating is hard, bro, and it's taxing on your mind. People don't understand that because you can be tired. Because like when I was working from home, like until my girl started working from home, she didn't understand why I was tired at the end of the day.
Yeah.
She get home from her job because she was doing AT&T at the time when I first started working from home, and she was like out in the field and shit. So she would come home and be like, "Fuck you tired for?" I'm like, I mean, shit, like my mind is tired. But then I got her a job working from home, and then it's like, oh, like no, like sitting at that, you talking to people, or even if you're just doing your own thing, like brain work. I'd rather be. I mean, I hate the plants. I'll never go back, but that's just easier work. Like that's it's. I was less tired, honestly, after working at the plant. Like overall type shit. Maybe my body hurt, but like when you sitting at that, especially when you sitting at a desk, sometimes this whole thing just gets uncomfortable, bro. That's
Yeah.
scoliosis going and shit.
But even like the feedback said with the plant, bro, like that's true. Like I don't when you the idea man, see a lot of people are not the idea man. A lot of people are the person who gets the idea, but they're not the idea man.
Yep.
And idea man always has to like the old saying, heavy is the head that wears the crown, like it's really like that. But to really tie back into the consulting thing, so, she was telling me yada 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 about her situation. She played me her music, and I ain't gonna lie, it was cool. Like I wasn't mad at it. I could tell. And then I asked her like, why you do it? She like, it's a good way for her to express herself.
That's a good
And I
question.
respect that. I respect that. At least she didn't say nothing crazy like, I want to blow up and get rich, or I think I can make a lot of money of, all the other shit. But she's like, she do this, and then she said the same. Then this is the part where I feel like a lot of people gotta understand, bro. If you gotta decide to make money in this, you have to decide to make money. When people
Yeah.
say
Not if.
that like if I make money, you will never make money because there is no if in this. You have to decide to make money. You have to make the decision to make money. Like to piggyback off what you said before about a lot of people feeling like you was arrogant in high school, it's the same way people feel about me when it comes to just life in general.
Yeah.
But it's like because I had to understand, because people understand, like I made a decision to better my life and make money. It's
Yeah.
not, I can't have the same conversations and talk to people and do things and be around and be cool and hanging when I am trying to build a life for myself. Like this year, I'm trying to buy a house. Like
Right.
I can't really do the same stuff and act and move accordingly. And then sometimes too, you understand, like, see, a lot of times people, I keep getting off on these tangents, but it's really a lot that be going on. Like sometimes people feel like that, like like again, like once you idea man, like when you're just trying to better yourself, and then when it comes to bettering yourself, people don't understand. Sometimes it's deeper than finance. You gotta understand when the environments around you are halting you from your progress, and it might not just be money. It's just the environment is causing you mental stress that's keeping you from making ideas forward towards where you need to go. It's like when you got a girl, right? Not even I ain't talking about women line. Let's switch off. Let's like you got a homie, right? And the homie keep on like every Friday, homie like let's go to the club and let's like pop bottles, whatever, right?
Hmm.
But all right, let's spin this. Let's say homie got the money to do it.
Let's say he Drake. He throwing all them damn ones in the club and shit.
Let's not say Drake. Let's just
And
say
then
like yo, but like
yeah.
we can't say
Let's
Drake.
say he got enough. Cause yeah, if he
Yeah,
Drake, then
let's say
he's
yeah,
supposed
because
to.
I'm
Let's
like
say he
because
got
example,
enough, but he's in the middle.
also example I say y'all both equivalent. Let's say you got
Mm,
the money and he got the money. The
right.
only problem is you're trying to go a step ahead of where your money currently is.
Mm,
And he's comfortable where his money currently at. So
mm,
while you're living your life doing the same things that's comfortable for what you are together
mm,
already, you trying to move ahead is getting halted. Why? Because that person is keeping you at a comfort level that is not where you're trying to excel to. So sometimes it's even involving like people like so going back to it, like even when it comes to mindset situations, when you're in a situation where people are constantly keeping you stressed, you're always on edge. When you're always on edge, you're not thinking about things in a way of prosperity. You're thinking about things in a way of survival because you're trying to figure out
mm.
how to survive the situation, how to just make it through it. So instead of putting your best foot forward and thinking, how can I make this situation benefit me and you? So
It's heavy.
to say that, then it's also like I'm going all the way back again to the consulting thing. So when it comes to consulting people, like when girls show me music and everything, like I just gave her the full game plan on how to really release a project. Cause a lot of artists feel like to release a project, people try to do it fast. They be like, I want it out by my birthday. I want it out by this day or that
That
day.
was me.
And then it's like, okay, cool. Like your birthday is next week. So my whole question is, so when are you gonna release that first video? When are
Is
you
the
going
video
to
shot?
like yeah, like how long are you gonna take to promo that video? So when you gonna release your second single? When you gonna release your third single? When you gonna get all of that ready for the rollout for the project? See, people are like, even look at Vez, for example. I'm gonna use him as an example because this is something I've seen in front of my eyes. Vez would drop a bunch of singles, then drop the project. You might get
That's how
two,
you
three. Like,
do it.
even with him about to drop live from the six, we've been getting music videos. You know what I'm saying? We ain't getting the project. We're getting music videos, then the projects. We're getting interviews. You gotta grow a buzz. You have to grow a buzz. You gotta make, and even if you're a little buzz, you gotta do some things to get people and
No, keep going, keep going. I'm
but you
wait to
gotta
finish
do some
your thought.
things that you wanna pause?
Yeah, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna let you finish your thought, but yeah, this water killing me, bro. Like
All
I'm
right,
about
man,
to
I'm just
burst.
making fast. All right, you got to just do some things to get people and like to get people involved with your process. And I just explained that to her. Those are things that people usually make you pay for. That's the stuff that these managers and everything be making you really
For me,
sit
man, you gotta
down
get
and
millions for that shit too, and you
yeah,
get
but it's like it's just yeah, it's a simple thing, bro. Just make a process, and that's why I said I consult people for free. That's what I mean. I'll come in a room and be like, no, bro, like work on a song like this, or fix your mix like that, or add this plugin on there, or homie, like do this for your rollout, or I'll think your video be cool. Like I do stuff like that because I just want to see people win. But when it comes to people getting to the nitty gritty of how like I do stuff and like how I really my process
that's
and how I'm
hard.
able to make this money, oh baby, you paying, and it's not gonna be cheap.
Yeah,
I gotta,
because
I
you
gotta
gonna
sit.
make more from this. I mean, this you're investing in yourself. But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I'm gonna pause it on this real because I can pause the recording too.
real producers, engineers, and all that go. Like Sound Better is the I got like a Sound Better kind of like on there, like you find your dudes, like you find like platinum selling niggas that don't work with like Big Sean, Jay-Z, and like Katy Perry and all them niggas, like
Yeah.
they be on that. Like it's to the point where you have to be, first off, let me explain to you how deep Sound Better is. Because niggas can't just get on Sound Better. You can't just make an account.
Yeah, let me look this shit up.
You can't
Sound.
just be a standard. You can't just be a real provider. Because look, they let you make a free account, but you're gonna have to hustle through that, like to come up in the searches and everything. But if you want to become like a platinum member or whatever they're gonna call it, first off, they gotta approve your account.
Mm.
Then it's 100 a month.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, like it ain't for like niggas that's just getting started who trying to figure it out. It's like, nigga,
Yeah.
you gonna go in there, you gonna find the niggas who really in the trenches doing this shit, like really making that money. So long story, you know what I'm basically, yeah. So
No, no, yeah.
yeah, that's what sound better. And then, but even with LinkedIn, nigga, I've been looking at LinkedIn because, like I said, I've been trying to sell myself. But that's the thing. You asked me, I think earlier, what I got in the future, and what's in the future right now is building my brand. I'm working on a producer tape. I got a nigga right now,
Mm.
working on I got some songs with some bigger artists out here that I did like a couple years back, and I'm working on getting those approved or whatever. That shit's a process because niggas is huge these days. So, it was a lot easier when everybody was trying to figure it out. I was just having a conversation with my nigga the other day, like this music shit has changed so much. Like, I'm blessed to have been in here this long, bro. Like, I wish I was in here during the days where it was like Team Eastside and Doughboys for real, so I could really be like, I've been in this bitch forever. But like, for me to be blessed enough to be able to get in when I did, because you got to think about it, I got in before all the deals.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, I got in. I think this might have signed the Motown deal, but I know Random didn't have their Empire deals yet.
Mm.
Keys was still like we still was listening to Rusty and shit.
Mm.
Like when I got into the mix. So it was I've gotten to see how much the game has changed, man. Like even with the young niggas, like the young niggas who came up with me, bro. Like you gotta think about it, like Tron and them. Like I'm so proud. I don't even talk to them niggas like that. We ain't even that close to be real. But I'm so proud of that nigga because I remember like niggas when I met them, they had motion,
Mm.
but just to see where it has gone,
What they did with it.
yeah, and how
A lot of people did crash out.
Yeah, like they, I mean, actually, be real. At that point in their lives, that they would have crashed out, it would have been like them niggas is just idiots. But and Tron never, but Tron and them, well, Tron, TRD, Stan, all of them, like those, they always strike me as very smart dudes. And they ain't strike me as nobody who would just, zoom, like just crash the whip. But at the same time, like I said, it's just amazing seeing where they've gone. Like I would say, like for the rest of these dudes, like Ray and Viz, I never was around them that much when I was younger, so I can't really say. But I guess to the greater majority looking out, it all kind of makes sense
Mm.
for me to generally see. Because like I remember, like let's see, trying to think what else, because like I don't be wanting to make it sound like like I don't like when people make it sound like, yeah, nigga, we was always there, that was my closest homie and shit. But like it's just I really remember like little small shit when niggas was trying to figure, we was all trying to figure it out together. Like everybody kind of landed in a role. Like I'll say this conversationally, bro. If I was rapping and everything back then, I'll be big now.
Mm.
That's just kind of how it was kind of going like back then. It was kind of on some like niggas was just grinding, working hard. Like that 2018 to 2021, man, like it's
Mm.
like everybody kind of just stepped it up. We got even young niggas now, like everybody, Detroit's everywhere.
Yeah.
So and that right there is just that's a bro, I can't even explain how well that feels because like even now, like I got to a place where I realized if I go broke, it's my fault.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like that's really how this is all changed. Cause it ain't like I ain't making money once again because I'm like no astounding dude when it comes to certain things. It's just like, bro, just put the time in, just seeing what emotion has got. Like nigga, like bro, you like everybody like Detroit, he was like, y'all niggas don't understand, bro. Niggas was really trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like it was and to see niggas figured it out, and everybody did. Everybody in their individual positions is better than they were before. Some
Yeah.
niggas made it out. Some niggas didn't make it. Some niggas died. Some niggas just didn't have the ability.
Mm.
It's just like to see how everybody has literally got a chance to just, bro, it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, and the biggest thing that's so far that I mean that you say, I remember when we were talking about high school and like the money that you were able to make, like when you first got into the beats and stuff, and you're like, you don't really know, like, you still know how it happened or why it happened. I'm like, I think it's just a testament to committing to figuring shit out. 'Cause a lot of people think being successful, it takes you having a handout, it takes luck, it takes this, and those things can help. But if you don't have all those things, the way is just to commit to starting. So like people have this idea, they want to make this logo, and then they say I started this business, and then they don't do shit else because they find out that people aren't just gonna come and buy stuff from you. You like go out and do some shit. But like people just don't commit to figuring shit out. Once something happens, they think, oh, this isn't meant for me anymore because they face a a roadblock. But in high school and back and then, like we all, I feel like everybody was like having a touch and flirting with entrepreneurship, and not even knowing, like selling candy. With me, it was the photography, and I was just shooting on auto. I had no clue what the fuck I was doing, but I was doing a party a week, bro, just off of branding, doing free shoots, taking pictures of people in the hallway, and then I learned because it took one person finally being honest. Man, it was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, you know what? You don't gotta pay me, and I'm about to do another shoot. And that's what I actually got into. In class, took notes. I was like, let me figure out how to take some pics. But no, like I think it starts, bro. It sounds like it starts with just committing to like the journey. So it's like, okay, why do you do music? It's something I get to express myself with. And then it's like taking it to that monetization level was like you said, a decision. And people think it's just wait for it to happen, but I think a biggest thing for you, like back in, because I saw you were selling candy at one point. Like I think you had different shit. So it's like it was always just figuring shit out, figuring out what works. And I feel like you found your lane, and a lot of people offer creation is something that comes natural for some people. I see for you, you're able to create offers. You're able to package up what you do and sell it. And a lot of people struggle with that. Like what's stopping some people from making money is the fact that they don't know how to present this to somebody type shit. So it's people think it's so much more than just being good at something. So much more than being able to put together a price sheet. It's so much more than having connections. Like you have to be able to use those connections. It's so much. But for you, what has been the biggest component you would credit your success to? What's been the biggest thing, biggest trait you have, the biggest thing you had to do beyond the putting the time in? Because that seems like that's the biggest thing is you put that time in. But what were some things that you were doing when you were in the trenches that contributed to this big picture that you have right now?
My goal is always just to be the best. And when I say the best, it's not better than the next guy. It's to do the best work. Like I always want to have the best quality work. Like to really put that in an example, like I I don't want to go back to the time thing, but like I don't people pay me because people pay what they pay for me. Well, people pay me what they pay me because I know I'm going to make sure that I give you the best work possible. It's not because of my name, it's the work behind the name.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I work on my birthdays, Christmases, Thanksgiving, holiday. I skip holiday events, I mean, family events to do this. Like, literally, my last, I think every birthday since 2019, I spent it in a studio or at a show. When I
Damn.
turned 24, I did a show. When I turned 23, I did a session. When I turned 22, I did a session. When I turned 21, I did a session, and 20. I got pictures of me in the studios each time.
Damn.
Like I haven't went and party. I ain't took no trips. I don't go to the bar. I don't go to the club. I don't do none of that. Only time I go to the club is if I'm invited to go to the club. And if I'm invited to go to the club
You
and I
pay.
could go to the club, it's because I fuck with you. Because you can invite me to go to the club and I still won't show up to the club. Like I
Yeah,
don't
after that.
I don't drink and
Mm.
I do other things though. But the whole point of what I'm saying is I have this type of discipline about myself because my goal always has been to give the best work. I stress myself out throughout the day about which plugin should buy. I just bought a plugin from Waves that's like an SSL plug. Oh, I just bought a plugin from Waves that's an SSL plugin. I had to think about where I was gonna go. Just for the future. That's another thing that made me good. Like I'm good at I've been able to I haven't did perfect with this, but I've been able to at least think about how my actions impact my future. That's another reason why I've been able to
That's a huge
be
so many people struggle with that, bro.
be good at what I do because and I'll say that in a simpler term, thinking about that, like I might go to bed at night just so I can wake up and have fresh ears.
Mm,
Instead of being up all night and being out, I'll just literally be like, I gotta mix a song in the morning. Let me go to sleep tonight so I can wake up with fresh ideas and fresh ears. Like even this morning, I'll be honest, I had to push a mix back a day because I stayed up too late. And I knew me going to the studio, I was gonna give tired ears and tired energy.
yep.
So I guess another thing is that has given me the success has been uh my thirst for knowledge. I just always
Mm,
want to know a different way to do something or just the different things about life. Like one night I couldn't go to sleep. I'm 3 in the morning watching videos about compressors, stuff I already know about, but I'm just still trying to figure out like maybe
okay.
bro will give me one extra tidbit of knowledge. Maybe
Yeah.
one knob I didn't know. Maybe one technique I didn't know. Like those that right there. And I say, I don't know. I got this thing in me that just doesn't quit. It doesn't stop. It doesn't hesitate. I don't I don't fear. I just see go. Like I don't. A lot of people say one day I'm gonna be a millionaire. Hopefully, I say um, it's only I only gotta do let's say 500 more thousand so I hit a million. I'm not thinking about it like one day hopefully I'm gonna run into something or I'm gonna get opportunity or I'm gonna get or a dream gonna come true. I'm like, no, dog, this gonna happen. And it's gonna happen off of these numbers. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to buy a house. So I'm
Yeah.
not thinking about one day, okay, boom, I'm gonna make enough money to do this and do that. No, bro. I looked up my mortgage. I saw how much the percentage is for the down payment. I know how many thousands I'm away from putting a down payment down. I know where I want to buy my house. Like, I'm
Mm,
about to buy a house. Like, I'm one of them people, I'm real action oriented and I don't I don't sense fear when it comes to chasing my goals because it was a point in my life where I cared a lot about what people thought about me. And
Yeah.
I wanted to really please people and be the best version of myself that I could be for them. And then things happened in my life that made me understand that the way people feel about me and the way it doesn't really matter that much. That's why I'm so big on the quality of my work because I started to understand that during the times where people want to discount me and I guess put me to the side or even try to really end what I've built for myself. The thing that kept me going and kept me around was just the fact that I'm good.
Right.
People kept hiring me and kept calling me and kept wanting to work with me because I'm good. It
Hmm.
had nothing to do with how they felt about me as a person. It's just I'm the guy to get the job done. So with that idea in mind, and then plus two, bro, I know real life millionaires, dog. Life change when you start knowing, like
Yeah.
when you really see a Rolls Royce, when you really be in Maybachs and chains and you see a bunch of stuff, you just when you like real, bro, like when you really start to experience life for really seeing really what it could be like, you start to understand, bro, it ain't nothing separating you from that but
Yeah.
but the decisions you make.
Especially
Life,
when you meet these millionaires, bro, and you
yeah,
get to hear them, and then, like, especially you meet a humble one. Some of the other ones might make you think, oh, it's not for me because they talking crazy. But you meet a humble one, it's like, bro, because that's gonna be me for sure. Like, you could definitely do this shit, bro. Uh,
yeah. It's like, bro, it's like really sizing up the situation because it's like, we're not sizing up the situation. Well, it is sizing up the situation because it's like, once you start talking to dudes and listening to dudes, you be like, bro, it's nothing separating me from you. Really, like realistically. Like, to be honest, bro, like that's how I know education, a lot of things. And I'm gonna pick what I say with it. A lot education, a lot of things is misguiding people. Because, and it's just a harsh reality. About 80% to 90% of the people that we know that graduated college will never reach that level.
mm,
And all the people that I know without, not a lot of all the people, but a lot of people I know that's millionaires don't have that degree of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, and I didn't graduate college. I went a year and a half. And to be more educated than these guys with all this money doesn't prove that I'm better than them, but it just proves that it's not impossible to get there and that the work
yeah.
required to get there isn't what they're telling you. And to be honest, if anybody watching this who really want to know the secret to becoming a millionaire, it's the grind. It's to get a plan and see it through and do the numbers.
Mm,
It takes 10 thousands to make 100,000. It takes 10 100,000s to make a million. It takes like, let's see, if we're gonna do the math on that, let's say that's 10, so 10 times 10 is that. So let's say 100,000s make 100,000. Do whatever way you want to do it to make it make sense for you. I like to do the 10 thousands make 100,000. Cause I mean I only gotta make 10,000 10 times. If you don't
yeah.
make 10,000 that quick, 5,000. It takes 25,000s to make $100,000. If you can't make $5,000 in a year, okay, cool. But still, I mean, if you can't make $100,000 in a year, because you can't make $5,000 20 times, cool. Okay, figure out a way to do it though. So
Yeah.
that's the thing about it. People are living life without math. Cause that's all these niggas is doing. They adding, subtracting, and making following a plan. Now, where that plan, the results of that plan, and with the things you got to go through in your life to make see that plan through, that's the hazards of your decisions.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it's not no real because everybody try to sell. Like that's the one thing I hate. That's the one thing that made me start understanding the world different when I got around real money because it was like I started understanding, like, YouTube, everybody always want to sell you all of these courses about if you do A, B, and C, we can make you a millionaire. And niggas always want to be like, give me this money, I can flip it and all this. But it's like, bro, it doesn't money isn't money isn't like it isn't something that just comes. It's not like just a wish. It's not just a dream. It's a real thing about it. Unless you're gonna hit the lottery. which is literally one in a cajillion chance. But it's possible. Don't get me wrong, it's possible. People do it.
Mm.
You got to understand that it's just a process. You
Yeah.
have to be willing. See, a lot of people never going to reach that point because they don't want to go through the process and they're trying to skip the steps and get straight to the answer. But the thing is, the answer isn't what people think it is. That's
Mm.
even like times with music. Like, let's just do the math even on music, bro. Like, streaming numbers are less than ever so many cents. You know what I'm saying? You gonna probably I've been saying a lot of things lately about you gonna get more money doing college radio. Don't quote me on that. I haven't got that. There's some free game out there. Somebody want to start touching college radio? Go ahead, my baby. But the whole thing about it is that let's say you get a hit song with 1 million plays, right?
Mm.
You not seeing 100,000.
You know.
You know, you're not seeing that. Like, let's just be brutally honest here. You're not seeing that. And these are one of them, these is when I said about that thing about the Wizard of Oz, we're seeing the man behind the screen.
Mm.
That was one of those things for me because it started really sink in, like, oh, I can get a hit and still not get rich.
Yeah.
Like that really changes. And then the other thing that flipped it was I ain't got a hit and I still make money. Like I'm put it like this. I'm making enough money to think about buying a house. It ain't gonna be a
Right.
huge house, but I'm thinking about making a house and I ain't got a hit record yet. I done worked on songs that are popping, but I haven't had a hit. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of
Yeah.
really put a lot of things into for review. Like, oh, okay, so it's not really like once you get in there, it's the you in there. You straight forever. Like it's kind of like it's just a bitch. Like I just showed up to work enough times to get employed and people.
Right.
Like what I'm saying, like real talk. Like so that kind of really with that idea in mind, made me just understand money even more, like even more different than most of these rappers got other things going on. And I ain't talking about street stuff. They investing, they gonna
Yeah.
put that money in houses. They Vezo got the vapes,
Yeah.
you got niggas who got stock, they buying paintings, cars, they got what car, everything, restaurants, all types of stuff.
Yeah.
That's where the money is coming from. Because you got to think about it, bro. Unless you are, and it's like athletes. I'm pretty sure you interview an athlete, they'll say the same thing. Unless you're one of the star players on the team, your check don't look like that.
Yeah.
It don't. I'll never forget being at Rennie and this guy came in. He was a football player for the Lions.
Eric
And
Ebron. That
yeah,
that
yeah.
that assembly changed my life too. I ain't gonna lie.
And he just kept it real. He was like, bro, if you're not on a billboard, you're not making that much money. And I have to think about it. He was like, it's 11. You got to think about it. It's 11 people on the field at that time. Plus, there's another, like, what, 33 to 44 people behind them. And then it's only 3 people on the board. So that means out the whole people on the field, only 3 of them, or maybe 4 of them, are making any substantial life-changing money. It's not saying that the other ones aren't getting paid, but just being real, like I make probably an equivalent money right now as a dude that graduated school.
Yeah.
I'm not rich beyond any means. The only reason I could possibly say I'm rich is because I have freedom to make choices on my own. I'm not required to show up to work on Monday. You know what I'm gonna do Monday? I'm gonna mix a song. I'm gonna make a song. I'm gonna go do my recreational stuff on the side for the rest of the day. And then when Tuesday come, I might do the same thing.
And
And when
then
the only time I gotta do something is if I schedule in to go actually participate and do stuff. That's the only
right.
reason I could say that a brother has that level of thing. But going back to the whole money thing, it's like that's the real thing behind music. I think that I think a lot of people need to really learn and understand is that it's not no the music isn't a lottery. And anybody who enters music thinking that it's the lottery, you would never win. I had this conversation with somebody back a while ago, and it was about royalties, and it was about them not wanting to split royalties on songs. And it was like they don't feel like they should have to split royalties even after they pay for something because their name or whatever is putting all the work. They're the reason why the song is moving forward. And
Mm.
I was just explaining to him like the royalties that you're paying for one, when it comes to royalties, you could set it up where people don't the producers or engineers or whoever don't collect their royalties until after you recoup your money. And then
Right.
secondly put, you got to think about like that person, whoever you're not paying that person for what they doing in that moment. You're paying them for the years and time that they spent to actually learn that. And then the royalties that you're paying them is the money that you're paying them as part of their knowledge, helping you move ahead. And also that money helps pay for feed people kids, feed people
Yeah.
like stuff like help families and stuff like that. And I think about it too. We all in the same battle together. We all trying to scrape up 10, 15, 20 songs to make a sizable amount of money to make a
10,
living.
10,000.
So you want, so my thing is this, like, and this is just something to really speak out with a lot of artists too. If you really want producers to be on your side and work with them, pay them. If you want engineers and stuff to be on your side, pay them. Give them enough money and give them an opportunity that allows them to be able to take care of themselves and take care of their families. And the way you do that is by giving percentages. Because like I said, this isn't the lottery. People aren't just rich because they're just in it. So everybody got to play their part. That's the part. Everybody got to play their part. And not everybody trying to play their part. People trying to jump in the middle of the game and get a piece of the game and thinking just because they're them, because people will like them, that that's going to push them ahead. It's like, no, bro, it's a whole nother thing. You gotta understand, bro. Like, it's all fun and games playing. I'm gonna be real. It's all fun and games playing broke nigga games when you're around a bunch of broke niggas. But when you start getting in rooms with niggas with money, and I ain't talking about rappers, I'm talking about the behind the scenes guys like us, like the photographers, the producers, the engineers, the guys who will say no to you
Mm-hmm.
and work with the next guy, you gotta make them splits because we hustling every day. The
Yeah.
same way the artists going out there and hustling, we hustling because everybody trying to reach that goal of financial security. But at the same time, it's like we gotta put our we gotta put ourselves out there. We gotta actually work. So
Mm.
help out, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then to even go further in, like I got like it's a lot of different aspects of the industry that's like overlooked, and just in the sense of even let's say even the dudes at the top that's making the money. Like you know how stressful it is to be the top dog. Like I can't I see a lot of dudes who just are stressed.
Yeah.
You know, you look like he got all this money and everything. Like, bro, you understand? Like now you got all this money, but you got to take care of everybody.
You got big bills, bro. You got
Big
big
money gets big exactly big bills.
bills.
Like
Man,
I
I
look,
say,
man. I look at my phone. I see them reminders and shit. I see them calls. I'd be like, damn. Like maybe just after you get a check, you just got a check. You
yeah.
just got a check, and it'd be the calls afterwards. So I mean, but the remedy to all of this is sharing the sugar and following the process.
Mm.
And when I say following the process, it's not about, see, this is where, and this is something for rappers. Rappers a lot of times think just following the process, man, I'm gonna make all these songs and put this music out. Nah, nigga, you need to market that shit, bro.
Yeah.
You need
I
to,
had
and
to
then I
learn
say
that the hard way.
marketing, bro, ain't really what, like, it ain't, these marketing gurus to me have made marketing unrealistic to the average person. And this is why I say that. Because a lot of times people are taking like marketing gurus, they're hustlers, like everybody else.
Yep.
And I'm not saying it in sense of saying that with the information that they're giving is wrong, but they're giving information that is so generic and it's generic, but it's overdone.
Outdated, I would say. Because
Out,
they just read Rich Dad Poor Dad and they say, okay, now I can teach people. I've had that happen to so many people, bro. Like they go
it's
read
like
a book or they see a movie and then I think they a coach.
when I say it's out, when I say it's outdone, because I agree with you, it's outdated. But the reason why I say it's outdone, like over, obviously not outdone, but overdone, is
Mm.
because it doesn't really take that much to market yourself. Really, it just takes you consistently showing people that you have something going on.
Yeah,
That's
literally.
really all you have to do. If you just posting pictures and posting music videos, and if the work is good, it's going to get there.
Yeah.
Like, look at every single rapper from the city. These niggas ain't got no marketing degrees. They might have people
Yeah.
behind them that have the knowledge. But think about it, from us being kids to being adults, all we did was watch music videos and see pictures and think these niggas was cool.
And thought
That's
they
why
was
we didn't
rich.
need it.
We thought
Right.
people that was broke was rich. I know as kids, I know there were so many people that we were like, they got so much bread, they ain't have a dime.
But that's the thing
Crazy.
about it though. That's
Yep,
that's marketing.
perception. Cluner
That's
is like is one of the best in the city, right? I don't know if you've seen Cluner. You've had to have seen Cluner if you're in the city. But this nigga, bro, he's a marketing genius. Like he forced me to fall in love with him. Because at first I'm like, bro, what he on? But bro, his consistency, the marketing, just consistently having himself being shown. Yeah, that's all it takes. And I think a lot of times, I mean, I think I fall within the marketing gurus. I worked for a lot of them. I helped a lot of them scale. And I stopped working for a marketing company. I was working for this I've name dropped him on another episode, but I ain't gonna name drop him now. But I worked for this one guy, bro. I helped him take his marketing company from 7 figure to 8 figures, and he just was a very cocky guy, just really mean. But while I left, I started off as a sales rep, and then he put me as his director of sales. And once I got in that seat, I'm seeing that y'all niggas ain't shit. So I'm like, we selling these packages, 1,500, 5,000, 6,000, and y'all not delivering. Y'all only can deliver. They only were able to do good for credit repair because this was like when it was super hot for credit repair and like niche specific clothing. So a lot of times people just want to throw their name on a shirt and sell it, and there's no audience for that. But I was like, hey, I figured out that we are only really performing for credit repair and niche specific clothing. Can we just only target them? He's like, no, we need as many bodies in as we can. I'm like, well, I'm out because y'all gonna have people hate y'all, and they did. I left a lot of places that aren't. They don't care about the product. They figured out how to sell. They figured out how to market. They figured out how to get people in, and they don't care about retention. They don't care about scaling. You can't scale a business with a group chat full of angry clients. Like, what the fuck? So I mean, there's so many parts of it, bro. But like the marketing part, bro, I mean, they were marketers and they couldn't take people who didn't have good shit, to the promised land. But on sales calls, they had in their scripts that I had to rewrite. I'm like, I don't fuck with that. But they had in scripts like, it doesn't matter who you are, we can take you from zero to hero. And I'm like, that's fucked up, bro. Because that's impossible. I have people working at Dollar Tree that I'm on a Zoom call with, and I see you're at Dollar Tree. And I'm like, bro, I don't even want your bread. Like,
right.
you don't even got enough for ad spend. You only got enough for our retainer. Like, you only got enough for like 300 in ad spend. If you don't make no money, no ROI from that, you're done. So that's a big thing, bro. The marketing side for you. I know we're gonna wrap up in a second here, but what would you feel like is the biggest thing for you in your own marketing with putting yourself out here? What do you feel like was the main thing that got you, looks from some of these big names, or what were some of the strategies you used to kind of get in some of these rooms?
Just being a good dude and having quality work.
Mm,
I like money can't make me move. It's conversation. I won't say on here, but it's like certain situations with like certain people. I have to stand up for myself and be honest. Like I don't like the way, people talk to me or handle things or the way
mm,
situations go. And I think the fact that I stand on my morals and, you know, that makes a difference. A lot of people don't have a lot of morals in what I do. A lot of niggas is willing to just do whatever it takes to get the check. Like I said, everybody trying to get to that goal, so everybody hustling.
yeah.
So a lot of people not really they're gonna take the disrespect, they're gonna take the ignorance, they're gonna take all of that just because they just want to be somebody or be around people or feel like they somebody. That's another thing. So a lot of niggas want to feel like they somebody. Um, but I'll say also, like I said, just having good work. Like I really go into every single room, no matter if you're a big name or a small name, and I want to give you the best possible song I can because I feel like when people pay me that money, once again, I'm not cheap. So when people pay me that money, I feel like I am required to give you the P Will quality, the brand, the Valer sound. I'm required to give you what you're paying me for. People
Mm,
aren't just paying me for a name. You're not just paying me to show up and just for you to say that I was a part of it. You're paying for me to show up and actually help create the best
mm.
possible piece. Even if you don't come back to me, I want people to still be like, dang, bro, like you remember that song we did with P Will? Yeah,
That shit
like
hard.
that. That's yeah, exactly. Like, and you know, That and I don't know, I've just been blessed to be in the right rooms at the right times to meet
Yeah.
the right people. You know, that's a big thing too. Like we said earlier about the dude at Dollar Tree, like, yeah, bro, I just keep it real. And the harsh reality of life is my nigga, if you at Dollar Tree, you ain't meeting the niggas because we ain't going to Dollar Tree. And it ain't like, you know, niggas is too good for Dollar Tree. It's just niggas ain't kicking it at Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like even to come to music, bro, if you're not in the right studios, bro, you could be at every studio and just not be at the right one at the right time. You can go to every
Uh,
studio and be there
it,
a day ahead or a day late.
that reminds me when you pulled up on me at that shoot, bro. There was a dude, so we were shooting, so we had that free shoot. Rocky Bass showed up, and
Mhm.
there was the people who were there who booked the shoot. I didn't tell them about her for one. I didn't. I mean, she got motion. I don't want to put her in harm's way. But then for two, I wasn't for sure if she was gonna pull up. But everybody there, it's like you just be consistent. Like the models that were there, the people that were there got to network with Rocky Bad just because of why their consistency. They showed up to a shoot to get some work and some content. I put it like this because Rose says it's live. You just do the things you're supposed to do consistently, everything will fall in line. And I feel like everyone was there. That's what you're supposed to be doing. If you see somebody posting about a free shoot, you're supposed to be there if you're a model. They went there, they got rewarded. This dude was able. I think he's that one dude who was talking with her. I even got her in her pics. He about to make some clothes for her, like tapped in like that, and he turned up, off of just being able to work with her. So I'm like, I knew that, when I asked that question, I knew like I wouldn't get no like just answer everyone's just gonna want to love just because that's really it, is being consistent and shit happens. I think, I mean, everybody has their own thing. I just
Yeah.
got baptized with my wife, a few months ago. So I
Mhm.
say it's that. I say it's the higher power. Everybody else, there's other people, there's other things that people think, but I just feel like we should all be able to agree that if you continue to be the best version of yourself, whatever that means for you, then everything else should just, fall in line. But dude, I mean, I feel like we drop so many gems. I mean, you drop so many gems yourself, just for everybody who'll be listening. So I mean, I don't want to take too much of your time, but just biggest takeaway from everything, man, just from this talk, what do you want to leave everybody with? If they didn't even get to hear anything. Let's say somebody, just clicked in, this is the only thing that they get to hear. What do you think that creatives in this day and age, artists in this day and age, the biggest piece of advice for creatives and artists in this day and age?
Um, Despite how hard I may or may not have made this all sound like to be in music, bro, it's to be real. Dreams come true. That's just the biggest thing. Like where I'm at today made no sense, to be honest with you. I think about that a lot of times. Like, to really give them a little bit of my background, I'm from Southwest Detroit. I grew up was Schaefer and 4th Street area, like pretty much to really give an because people probably don't know that area.
Mm-hmm.
E-course is right down the street from me in River Rouge. Like I could walk. It's walking distance for me. Um, you know, I don't got any family in music. Um, I got family that want to be in music, and we not cool because of that, actually. Um, but um, I grew up with a single mom. I know
Mm-hmm.
my dad. We not that close. It ain't like we got beef, but it's just like he was just too busy, you know. And my mom was pretty busy too with me growing up. So it was like, my grandma was really my baby. And she paid for my first piano lessons actually when I was 5. And that changed my life forever. I didn't want to play piano. I wanted to hoop. You know,
Me too, bro.
like no cap, like bro, one of my goals, no cap, like once I really get settled and everything, I would train to be in the NBA. I wouldn't just do one season. I'll just do one season.
We putting together a league this season, so we can talk about that. We with the that's our plan. Like we have a lot of phases, but like by the summer we're trying to get a league started, and then we're trying to secure a building by the winter, so that when the winter comes, we don't got to stop. But I just wanted to throw that out there. But keep going.
So, but when when I was in high school, well, I've been really trying to make beats since I was a kid. Like I was 8, when I was 12, I started like this little DJ software, mixing songs together and stuff. When I got
Mm-hmm.
to high school and I did beats, I made money, but everybody didn't cheer me on. I had niggas who always tried to discourage me.
Yeah,
Say I wasn't that good, laugh at what I was doing, try to make me feel bad about it. And
Rennie was bad on that too.
it,
Like
it, it was,
he was
it
really
was,
bad for that. They tried
but
to make you not want to be yourself there, bro. I hated it.
But you know, being older and starting to actually see things, I started understanding just because a lot of people didn't have nothing special about themselves. So they didn't like there was something special about you.
Yeah.
But um, let's see, even with that, like when I was in college, I dropped out of college. My family wasn't, they didn't support my decision. You know, my mama didn't want me to go work at Amazon. They were like, I gotta do something. Like, when I was in college, I hated it. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. I think the only thing that kind of kept me sane was music. I had close people around me. You know, I had like one or two friends for real, but outside of that, all I had was music. And I just never gave up on it. You know, you know, I had my I had my family. Bro, it's crazy. When I was dropping out of college, I remember niggas asked me, "What you gonna do for money? Like, how you gonna survive?" You know, that was so crazy to me because I was like,
As
bro,
if college was paying you.
like, yeah, like college was fucking paying me. Like, I was getting paid to be in
You do
that,
the same
that
shit.
nigga. I'm not trying to be, nigga. The dorm is like that. Dorm is like the size of my kitchen. No cap. But but it's like to really, I was just looking around like, damn, the dorm is really the size of the kitchen. Like to be in that little ass dorm eating that processed food, and you're gonna say, what am I gonna do for money? And what you don't understand. And I was already, and you kept thinking, I'm already doing sessions and shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just to really show really how much people didn't like to see other people win. The fact that it wasn't like, because you know, every nigga, if they could, would have left college. Instead of niggas cheering me on and being like, yeah, nigga, go do that shit, bro. We got your back, bro. Just go on a full speed ahead. Like, nigga, you can do it. Niggas was trying to tell me how it was impossible. And when I got
Mm,
into the studio, when I started working with these rappers and I started making my money, niggas would still tell me it was impossible. You know, I had like I already said, my mama, my daddy did wasn't fucking with it. Nobody in my family was fucking with my decisions.
mm.
So, and then I even got to a point where niggas was trying to bash my character,
Wow.
and a lot of things happened. But to really just really put it in full scope, I say that dreams come true because regardless of everything that I went through and the moments where I felt discouraged and felt like may have
Mm.
been wasting my time or that, you know, like maybe this wasn't for me. I stood my ground and I kept going even on the hard days, the days where there was no money, the days I was struggling to pay for stuff, the days I was paying for shit with coins, the days I was catching rides, the day, bro, I was down so bad. I was sitting there on the porch at 5 in the morning in my pajamas smoking a black and mild because I had to walk to the gas station to get the black and mild, walk back,
Damn.
sit on the porch. And because I was just like, it just got too bad. I couldn't afford weed at the time either. Like I'm just sitting there really trying to figure out like what am I about to do with myself? You know what I'm saying? Like what am I really how am I gonna change my life? You know, how am I gonna make sure I don't end up being another statistic of a nigga who just left out of school and went broke, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
know,
then how
like
do I not make what everybody's saying is gonna happen type
happen.
shit?
Yeah. So I'm saying all these things to say in the end, like for me to be yesterday, I was able to post a song with the baby on it. You know, it's a bad song. Don't get me wrong, and listen to that. If y'all listen to Perfect, listen to it. It's a good song.
Bro, I saw it posted I saw it before I even saw it on your page. And I came and saw it on your page. I was like, oh damn, now I gotta go back and listen. Yeah, that shit hard, bro. That shit clean, man. That's so hard, bro.
Like, that's to wake up every day and know that, I'm just starting to feel like P Will. After 8 years, I'm just starting to feel like P Will. It's just starting to be a reality. It's starting to be like, oh wait, nigga, like, shit, nigga, this is you. This is who you
This
are.
is real life type shit.
Yeah, like it ain't no more a nickname and stuff. It ain't just what niggas call me when they
It's
see
like you
me
come in
out.
the room and they're calling you that. Like that's his name. Like what's his name? That is P Will, bro. Like yeah, it is a time where it changes, bro. Even where it's like you feel it. Like wherever your name came from, whatever it means, now it's you really are embodying it. Because even with me, like with Jace, like I'm like, I never even want to say I do music. I'm like, I don't even want to say it like, because people just look at it so bad. But then you get to that point where it's like, yeah, this is really who the fuck I am. That's crazy,
For
bro.
real.
And I'm proud, bro. I gotta say, I'm real proud. I'm proud of everybody from Rennie who were able to find their own way. But I'm definitely proud just seeing where you came, seeing where Flex came, the people who was around me. Because it's like it's hard. Because anyone who's built any motion, you know about what you were just talking about. I was trying to find this picture. I had this one of my little times, bro. I had this piece of bread, bro. It was like the butt end of the bread. It was one piece of cheese in my fridge, and I'm like, all I got is some ranch. So I put some ranch in this piece of cheese and just got to eating this shit, bro. Nigga ate that shit, cried, and then after that, bro, I had some of the best months of my life. But it's like the low points, bro, is really where you become a man,
For real.
because you gotta go low enough to realize no one's gonna help you. Especially if you're someone who's had help before. Because I lost my grandpa like in 2022. And I don't know, anyone who knew me in high school knew that was like, I mean, he was picking me up from school. He helped me get my first car. That was my rock. So it's like when I lost him, it was like it took me a minute to get to that point, but it wasn't, I'm not gonna call it a blessing in the sky. I'm not gonna do that, but it definitely, he always helped me. Anytime I fucked up anything, this nigga was like, I got you, I got you, I got you. And when you have to really make a living out of your own hands, you get humbled, you get disciplined. I mean, because I got a big head, bro. I was working for people and making great money, making 10 bands a month, working for the marketing company and just blowing it all and just thinking this is never gonna stop because I'm so smart and I'm so cool. And then it stopped, and then I was broke as hell. And then it was like, man, that low point is really where you become a man. But bro, I just want to say, man, definitely. I mean, I'm sure you got so much planned. I mean, do you want to even, I mean, get people any last words of like what you got next and what's next for P Will?
I'm dropping a project. It's called P Will. It's gonna be like 15 songs. And then I'm actually working on the deluxe right now.
Damn.
But
Okay.
it's the project really explains who I am. You know, like I said, I just finally started feeling like P Will, and I'm gonna call it P Will. Like it's gonna be like a self-titled thing. And I'm also gonna do that too because I feel like a lot of people just gonna tune in because they're like P Will, like P Will, P Will. Let me go. Like yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen. It's like, oh man, that just made me think. I'm gonna make the cover my face. There we go. But
Mm-hmm.
to really like yeah, I'm doing that. I'm dropping a couple songs hopefully this year with some big artists that I'm those songs I'm gonna be producing on. Trying to think what else. Man, really right now the sky's the limit. Like I said, this is my first year, like 2024, the first year I really feel like P will. Like, you know, like my
That's
life
crazy.
went from me like hustling every day in the studio to like I'll sit down and have meetings. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like I'm having meetings now to push my brand forward. It's not meetings to work with the next nigga about his shit. It's for me to be like, all right, bro, I got this. I need you to do this for me. How much is it gonna cost me?
mm.
Oh, and it's like that's just a great feeling. So it ain't no telling really what else, but I will say for sure, and I will say for sure I got that project coming. And to really kind of explain the project, it really kind of explains like the life of being me, bro. And I'm not trying to be like weird about that because I feel like that's a weird thing to say, but it's like, bro, it's a lot of the ups and the downs. Like I like to say, like I went in as a pup and I came out a dog, which is true. Like you said, like them low points make you a man. So that's pretty much to sum up what the project's gonna sound like. That's really what it is. It's like me turning from like a boy to a man. Like it's like a coming of age. Like essentially it's like my Nas-Illmatic.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
I ain't gonna
definitely
put it up there with his prolificness with Illmatic, but that's really what it is for me. It's my coming of age story. Because like I said, I dropped music before and it was straight and everything, but I never really took the time to really talk,
so
like let people
yeah.
know.
I feel that, man. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for it for sure. Cause it's like I've seen a lot of growth. I've seen then the one thing I wanted to mention to you, 'cause I know we had in high school, bro. Like you had sent me beats and I had rapped on them. I went to the studio and I recorded on them, and I just gave up because I'm like I couldn't do the beat justice, and that's when I really had to it humbled me, and I started actually trying to get good at music. Because everybody, when they first start, everybody thinks they're so good, and that's why you started. Because you're like, I'm just the best. And then like, because I was just rapping on YouTube beats. I was on some a lot of those big producers before they went big, like Young Forever and a few of those guys. I was on those beats, and they weren't making quality beats. And I ain't know until I got on one of yours and I was like, damn, I can't do shit. I mean, I got some songs that if I send it to you, you probably fuck with it. Like my dad actually like he wanted a song that I recorded on one of your beats. Like he wanted to use them. Like, no, I just don't think it should see the light of day. But I'm less hard on myself now. I might be able to turn one on, but I'm definitely this is definitely gonna be the year we get some Jason P. Will. Like I'm a call it now because the music, the talent now I've gotten to a point where the product I'm happy with the product and it's like your beats is just even better than shit. Like since it was high school. So yeah, I'm ready for that, man. Any I know I didn't ask you like 15 times for your last thoughts, but I just want to make sure you get it all out. I know you ain't I ain't seen I saw you did an interview like it was like maybe a year or two ago or something like that. But I know
Mhm.
you ain't got to talk your shit and you didn't already talk enough, but I know you ain't got to talk your shit since you didn't really like got even more emotion. So I just wanted to make sure you got it all off your chest.
Shit, dog. I mean, I guess the proof is in, I don't really know what to, bro. It's like we'll be here all day, bro. I got stories. I got stories forever. I got times I could tell.
We're
I
gonna have a
will,
part two for sure.
I
And
will
part
say,
two, yeah.
I do gotta, when you mentioned your granddad, I do gotta shout out my grandma. My grandma died in like 2019. That's like the same year I pretty much dropped out of college. Well, yeah, like the year kind of before I dropped out 2020, beginning the second semester and the first.
Mm-hmm.
But that was my baby, and that's really another moment that turned me from a boy to a man, because like I can't even, in my life, it's crazy too, and it's just like an unrelated music thing, but I've learned this in my relationships with girls is that I grew up, well, my family was always busy. My mama at work, my granddad at work, my nana at work, my dad out at work doing his thing. My great grandma, who I call my grandma, was the only person who had time for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't like people would like I had neglected parents and everything. It was just like,
No, you got it from them. They working.
everybody's very busy. And I just learned as I got older that in my relationships with girls, I found that a lot. Like, I look for that I look for that place of comfort, because doing what I do, you get further and further away from that every day. You get further and further away from reality. You get further and further away from really knowing what is real and what is true. The life I live, it's hard for me to explain it with my family. It's hard for people to understand. I buy stuff, my family be like, "What the fuck you buy that for?" And I'd be like, "Bro, it's part of the situation. Like, understand
Bro,
what it's
yeah,
doing. Like,
I
it
feel you.
makes sense. Like, you just gotta understand what's going on." But
Yeah.
like that really, I'll say that's a key thing too. Like, that's when you really know you're getting into music, when you start losing grip on reality, because all of a sudden everything is a not fairy tale, but everything's a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
really in that bitch in the middle of the day, it's like I'm not trying to say this in niggas' dreams, but you really be in that bitch in the middle of the day while niggas at work, like getting high, drinking, chilling, fucking with some girls, like, or you a girl fucking with some niggas, or whichever way you want to go with that, or you might be eating some crazy food, like you eating like sushi and shit at like fucking 1 in the afternoon and shit,
I got a
like
picture of
sipping
that.
sipping
Exactly.
sake and smoking a blunt, and you sitting there like, then you just sitting there like, yeah, this is life, but you gotta understand that's not real life though.
Yeah.
It's niggas out here who trying to figure out how they gonna pay their light bill.
Mm-hmm.
How they gonna pay their heat, how they gonna feed their kids. That's the half of music that a lot of people don't talk about. It's like it's all fun and shit, but once you start, I think that's why a lot of niggas, I listen to a lot of early 2000s music. Like, you remember that song "Throw Some D's on It"? Like, I'll say niggas like that. I don't know his story,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm pretty sure he got so wrapped up in the work, because you got to think about it, his career didn't last. We don't talk about him today. But I'm
Right.
sure he's one of them many cases where people get so wrapped up in his life. And like you said, they think it's going to be forever. And they don't understand that this isn't real life. the real life aspect of music is just like you got to look at it like a job. You go in, you go to work, and you do your part.
Henny high is my libido. On 7 Mile, pushing 80 like the Vito. Cause she sent some pics without her T on. Which tells me I need to be home. Nigga got chips.